Zealand naval vessel, HMNZS Aotearoa, has transited the Taiwan Strait, triggering a sharp diplomatic response from Beijing. The ship, the largest in the New Zealand Navy, was on its way to participate in United Nations sanctions enforcement against North Korea. Defense Minister Judith Collins confirmed the transit was conducted in a safe, professional, and consistent with international law, explicitly exercising the right to freedom of navigation. Chinese forces, however, tracked and followed the ship during its passage. A source familiar with the mission reported that Chinese fighter jets conducted simulated attack maneuvers near the vessel. This passage marked a rare foray by New Zealand into the strategically sensitive waterway, testing its relationship with China, its largest trading partner, while aligning more closely with the navigational practices of other Western-aligned nations. The transit through the Strait places New Zealand in a delicate position, balancing its deep economic ties with China against its alignment with Western security partners. While Wellington maintains no formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan, it regards the island as a like-minded democratic partners. The United States and other allies like Canada and Britain conduct such transit periodically, asserting their position that the strait is an international waterway. China, which claims sovereignty over Taiwan and the adjacent strait, view all foreign naval movements there as challenges to its territorial integrity. The incident occurs amid a backdrop of intensified Chinese military activity around Taiwan, including frequent joint combat readiness patrols by its air and naval forces. For a country typically cautious in its security dealing with Beijing, New Zealand's independent transit signals a notable, if subtle, shift in its regional posture. In a separate development, President Donald Trump announced a significant escalation of his immigration policy following a violent attack in Washington, D.C. after an Afghan national, Ramalnullah Lakanwal, allegedly shot 2 National Guard soldiers near the White House, resulting in the death of Sarah Beckstrom. Trump declared on social media his intention to permanently pause migration from all third world countries. He vowed to terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions and remove anyone he deemed not a net asset to the United States. In response to the attack, the administration, through Secretary of State Marco Rubio, has paused all visa applications for Afghan nationals. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service has also suspended all immigration applications for Afghans already in the United States and announced a review of all individual granted asylum or refugee status during the Biden administration. The implementation of these policies falls to key member of President Trump's cabinet. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem oversees domestic security and border control, while Secretary of State Marco Rubio leads the diplomatic efforts involved in pausing visa applications globally. The nation's defense posture is managed by Secretary of Defense Peter Hegseth. The family of Ramanullah Lakanwal, the suspect accused of the shooting, has spoken out amid growing fears they could be deported to Afghanistan. His wife and his 5 children now face an uncertain future as the administration considers their removal. Relatives describe shocks and heartbreak, saying they cannot believe what has happened. Meanwhile, in Southeast Asia, high-level talks between Cambodian and Vietnamese leaders have reaffirmed regional cooperation. Cambodian Senate President Hun Sen and Prime Minister Hun Manet met with Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister Bui Thanh Son during the 13th Vietnam-Cambodia Border Provinces Conference. Both sides emphasized strengthening cooperation across political, security, defense, economic, and cultural fields. This show of unity comes alongside progress on the $1.7 billion Funan Techo Canal project, a 180-kilometer waterway funded by China's Shanghai International Port Group, SIPG, which is planning to build a shipyard along the canal. The project, expected to begin dredging soon, aims to expand inland waterways, reduce transportation costs, and create over 10,000 jobs, signaling a continued deepening of Cambodia's economic ties with China. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. In an era of heightened global tensions, from naval standoff in the Taiwan Strait to sweeping changes in immigration policy, do you believe a nation's primary focus should be on strengthening its own sovereignty and security through independent action, or is reinforcing multilateral alliance and international legal frameworks the more stable path forward, and why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Like the video, share this video with friends and family, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.